Journey through the Psalms. Welcome to our series, Journey Through the Psalms, as we look and reflect on this beautiful book, the book of Psalms. Today we're looking at Psalms 10, the 10th Psalm. And this is how it starts. Actually, this is one of the most beautiful. All the Psalms are beautiful. You know, they've got their own contribution to our spiritual journey. And this is one of those Psalms. You know, sometimes you look at the wicked, those who don't love the Lord. When I say wicked, I don't mean, I'm not trying to look down upon people, but those who actually call themselves wicked. Those who say, I have no regard for God. So I'm not really labeling them. This is what they call themselves. But when you look at them and they seem to prosper and they seem to do well and their children prosper, and then sometimes you look and you don't see any difference, that can actually really, really ache you. It can make you feel very uncomfortable. And most of the Psalms are actually directed at reflecting that and also addressing that. And this is one of those Psalms. Listen how it starts. It says in verse 1, "Why do you stand afar off, O Lord? Why do you hide in times of trouble?" You know, sometimes you feel like God is hiding, especially when there are troubles. He says, "The wicked in his pride persecutes the poor. And what do? You're quiet." Then he prays, "Let them be caught in the plots which they have devised. For the wicked boast of his heart's desire. He blesses the greedy and renounces the Lord. The wicked in his proud countenances does not seek God. God is in none of his thoughts, does not even think about God. His ways are always prospering." That is the wicked. Your judgments are far above, out of his sight. He does not even think about your word. As for all his enemies, he sneers at them. He has said in his heart, "I shall not be moved. I shall never be in adversity." His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and oppression. Under his tongue is trouble and iniquity. He sits in the lurking places of the villages, or township, if you please, in the secret places. He murders the innocent. And how many of our children, we have attended funerals of people who have been murdered by murderers, and they move, and we know them sometimes. And they go to jail, and they come the following day, they are free. He says the wicked's eyes are secretly fixed on the helpless. They lie awake secretly as a lion in his den, lying to catch the poor. He catches the poor when he draws them into his net. And that's all and all it goes. And then he says in verse, "Arise, O Lord," verse 12, "Arise, O Lord. Please lift up your hand. Do not forget the humble." Why do the wicked renounce God? Here's a very important question. Why do the wicked renounce God? What do they benefit? Why do they say there is no God? Why is it that in their thoughts they do not entertain the fact that God is alive, that God exists? Why do the wicked renounce God? Why do people believe that this world was not created by God? What is attractive in atheism? You know, the belief that God does not exist. What is attractive in unbelief? Why are people finding it easier not to believe in God? And he gives an answer. He says, he has said in his heart, "You will not require an account." There's your answer. The reason the wicked renounce God, it is because they are running away from accountability. You see, if they accept that God lives, if they accept that God exists, then they know that they must give an account to God as to how they treat their fellow men. Now, they are free. They think to treat the poor in whatever way they want. They are free. They think to murder the innocent and the helpless because they don't have to give an account. That's why they renounce God. That is why the theory of evolution is attractive. Because if God does not exist, who is going to give an account? If God does not exist, who will judge me? But we know, beloved, Ecclesiastes 11 verse 9, it says, you can do whatever you want to do. You can follow your heart. You can mistreat people. You can disregard the laws of God. You can murder. You can treat the poor unfairly. But it says God will bring you into judgment. God will bring you into judgment. God will have the final word. And we can accept that. And therefore, as God's people, we look forward joyfully to judgment, because God will bring all those who now live as if God does not exist. That is why the theory of Darwinism, of Darwin and evolution is so attractive to students, because then they can live the one they want to live. But we know that even in that freedom, there's fear. Even in that freedom, there's fear that says, what if God lives? What if I'm asked to give a report to God? What will I say? We all know that our work and what we do in life becomes very important when you know that you must give a report. If you don't give a report, that means whatever you do is useless. And for our lives, we must give a report. And that report is to God. And we say this to everyone. And whatever you do, even though you may think you are safe and nobody can do anything, even you can buy the courts, you can buy the judges, but there's one judge you will never buy, and that's your Creator. And I say to you, acquaint yourself now with that judge. Walk with him now, and he will give you the reason to live. You will actually find life. That's what he said to Nebuchadnezzar. He says, treat the poor very well, Nebuchadnezzar. And when Nebuchadnezzar did that, he found something he never thought he would ever experience, the joy of living for others, the joy of being a blessing. This life is short, and you can live it to the blessing of those around us. May God bless you. Remember, he lives, and he will judge the world. God bless you.